Ma'am, ano lang po, konting ano lang. Tingnan, pag-usapan lang po ninyo. Kasi kung batas, ma'am, tagal nito.
I agree. But I think the most promising area would be preferential rating for indigenous
Opo,
peoples.
sana hindi na kami umabot sa hearing, umabot gastos pa ng bayan.
In much the same way that the possibility of granting the same preferential rating is also being explored for migrant workers.
Yun.
Kasama po sila sa pabibigyan para kahit mabagsak man, may 70, madadagdagan.
Yan, ma'am. Ang galing. Simula, nanganak pa. Kasama natin yung mga OFW. Ma'am, bali makikipag-coordinate na lang po kami sa inyo.
Nandito naman po, open po kami. Sa akin po, 24 hours a day, you can call me.
Okay, ma'am.
I give out my number to people. That's an open...
Kung ganyan kasarap kausap ito mga to, baka mag-move na ako. Approve na natin, guys. Salamat po. May tanong na po sila. Salamat po, salamat po.
Thank you din po, salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Robin, for those very important questions, especially making sure that the government functions with inclusivity in mind. So, mahalaga ho talaga yan. So, I have a few questions. I'll start off. Let me recognize Senator J.V. Arcito, who's here with us to discuss the budgets of CSE and COA. So, may mga questions lang ako, Chairperson, but I'll start off with some policy questions. CSE's concerned with the morale of the bureaucracy. Tama po ba?
Opo.
So meaning dapat always mataas ang moral ng bureaucracy, no? In many ways, di ba? Across the board. Also, to increase the morale, we can approach it in many ways.
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes,
Through promotions, through salary, through benefits, so all of those, to rewards and recognitions. So, but also through tenure.
Yes.
Tama?
Yes, sir.
So tenure is another form of making sure that the morale is always high. Diba?
Yes,
Kasi kung may tenure ka, assured ka na may trabaho ka every day.
Yes,
Diba?
sir.
So I'm on your slide, itong page, walang page lang to, total human resource in the bureaucracy.
Opo.
Can you flash that, Comsec?
First slide, I think. Government workforce.
Yung government workforce. Nakita ko kasi dito, can you flash that?
Wala akong malaki.
Comsec. Total human resource in the bureaucracy. So, on total field positions is about 2 million.
Yes.
And the JOs and COs is 119,000.
990.
No, sorry, 919,000.
Opo, opo.
No, so that's one. Kung isusuma mo lahat yan, that's close to 3 million. Of which 1/3 is JOs and COs na walang security of tenure. Tama?
Wala po. Wala po.
Buti wala ho dito si Senator Joel Villanueva. Yan ang passion niya. No? Every year, ito ang kanyang tinatanong at binabantayan because he's very concerned with yung mga job order and contract of service natin. And I see this across the board in our bureaucracy. Nung rini-review ho namin yung budget ho natin, we always see this in many of the budgets of the different agencies, yung unfilled positions.
Yes.
No? So, for example, in 2024, out of the 2 million authorized positions, 157 unfilled. No? So, that's almost 10%, no, of the total bureaucracy. And then, nakikita namin sa iba-ibang agencies, may mga 50% of their authorized position unfilled. Na, for example, sa Bureau of Treasury, 52%, sa Department of Finance, 53%, sa ano pa ba itong matataas? Bureau of Customs, 37%, pero yung 37% nila, 2,000 employees ang unfilled. Sa BIR, 27%, but pero pag ginawa mo yung absolute numbers, that's 5,800 positions unfilled. So, nakikita rin namin trend, no, in the budgeting, pag nagre-review kami, mataas yung unfilled nila, pero kung tumataas yung kanilang professional services expense under the MOE. So, ibig sabihin, kumukuha sila ng GO at COS. Di ba? So, parang para sa akin, counterintuitive yun. Meron ka unfilled, pero kumukuha ka ng GO at COS. Di ba? Dapat i-fill up mo na lang yung authorized para may security of tenure. That will improve morale. That will also make them CES eligible, diba? Kung kukuha sila ng examination. At ang importante dyan, yung benefits, makukuha nila, no? Dahil ang GO and CO, walang benefits, tama po ba? So, walang benefits ho sila. So this is my question, no? In the quest to increase the morale, or maintain at least the morale, 1/3 of our workforce is GOs and COS, contract of service, job orders, and then maraming unfilled positions, 157,000 unfilled positions in 2024. So, can I get your opinion on this, Chairperson Yap? Kasi, meron tayong, ang goal nyo is to increase morale, pero hindi naman natin na-achieve yan dahil mataas ang unfilled at mataas ang GO and CO. What should be, what is your opinion on this, and what is your analysis on this?
I think the bigger problems, Mr. Chairman, is the fact that the JOs and COs are not considered employees of government. So we cannot touch them.
Some of them, alam natin ito,
masakit nga po.
nagtatrabaho sa kanila 30 years, 40 years. Alam niyo ito lahat, di ba? I'm sure sa COA may mga ganyan rin.
Especially contracts of service, marami po nagtatagal.
Correct. So, pwede bang 30 years ka nagtatrabaho pero hindi ka pa rin...
Hindi ho talaga tama yun. I mean, across national down to local governments, hindi ho talaga tama yung matagal na nagko-contract of service tayo. Yun na nga po, labas po sila. I mean, it's not I'm washing my hands, but we can engage in policy discussion on this. Labas po sila kasi sa jurisdiction ng Civil Service Commission. We cannot regulate them. Ang regulatory agencies po for them are the Department of Budget and Management and COA po. Hindi ko po binabato sa COA, pero
Katabi niyo sa chairman.
Katabi ko kami ni Chairman. Pero as of now po, pinag-uusapan po ng COA, DBM at Civil Service Commission, itong question po ng possible benefits on a longer term for contracts of service and JOs. Yun po ang problema namin. I think ang contributory factor din kaya pag minsan hindi na-fill up yung 150,000 na vacancies, kahit maraming JOs and COs, yun pong fit ng qualifications for the vacant positions ay hindi magtugma kahit applyan ng JOs at saka COs. Wala rin silang eligibility that is appropriate or marami po kasi sa technical services na nagbibigay consultancy services for one, they don't want to get into the stream of government employment. Kaya pinipili nila yung COS na positions. Having said that, however, marami naman sa kanilang kumukuha ng civil service eligibility. So, my personal sense, and I think we share it with the Commission, is that kailangan pong tignan po yung overall policy governing JOs and COs, and it has to be something that probably will be done through legislation, even if it takes a long time, or something that gives authority for us to compel a more stable set of benefits or tenure incentives for JOs and COs.
I think dahil sa constitutional mandate ng CSE to be the central personal agency of government.
Yes.
So, CSE should look at the entire workforce of government. No?
Yes.
I know that you don't regulate JOs and COS, but you regulate the entire workforce of government. And if the problem is itong mga COs and JOs hindi ma-fit doon sa qualification ng mga positions, then you should also look at that. Ang punto ko lang, we have to look at government in its entirety. Hindi pwede lang yung, tignan lang namin itong mga eligible lang, pero yung eligible, hindi natin titignan because government functions as one. Isa lang ang kanyang function. And alam ko, marami talaga tayong mga sayang, wala Senator Joel, no? But meron siyang data na iba, 30 years, 40 years, ang tagal na, nag-retire na sila, GO pa rin, COS pa rin. And then nag-a-apply naman sila, pero hindi naman nakakapasok doon sa eligible. So we have to look at that in its entirety.
That's the reason also for the preferential rating for JOs and COs para madagdagan yung kanilang opportunities to get in. But more than that, I think is the idea of yung wala kasi silang employment status kaya hindi mo maano. Our suggestion, for example, in the House of Representatives was since their employment in government is governed by contract, maari sigurong may polisiya ang gobyerno na i-integrate doon sa contract yung at least the fundamental benefits that they should be receiving more or less comparable to the benefits being given to regular employees. Although yung ating mga contracts of service meron na sila ngayon existing na parang incentive, may additional sila na 20% incentive over their pay. Kaya marami din po kung mas gusto ang COS kaysa pumunta sa regular plantilla position kasi pag i-add mo po yung 20% na dagdag sa kanilang sweldo, comparable na po yung position nila doon sa regular plantilla position. So the whole idea or this whole situation about JOs and COs requires an overall policy review, but in the meantime, I think the most immediate we can do is to look into the contractual provisions, and I think not by law, but it can be integrated by executive order probably, or the DBM order, that a basic set of benefits should be given to them that is comparable, and then probably the idea of more stringent implementation of provisions and a limited hindi sila pwedeng magtagal ng 10 years or 20 years or 30 years na we are maling pinag-usapan sa last na commission meeting namin and our dialogues, regular dialogues sa commission, na kailangan maglabas, possibly we can put in, but yun nga, hands tied kami, na kung pwede kaming maglabas ng pulisiya na walang dapat magtagal na contract of service or job order ng mahigit na ganitong years. Kanya lang, the other argument is that, paano kung wala na silang mapasukan, ililimit mo yung kanilang, di wala rin naman silang sweldo. May counterbalance po kasi yung tanggalin natin ito, ilimit natin ito. Marami namang hindi makakapasok. Inaaliw na lang po natin ang ating sarili na kahit paano yung JOs and COs, while hindi pa pareho ang benepisyo sa regular employees, meron silang pwedeng mapasukan sa gobyerno at magkakasweldo sila on a regular basis, at least for the time that they are in a JO or COS position.
To be honest, if you look at this number, and 1/3 of the workforce of government is on a JO or COS basis, parang temporary to, walang security of tenure, walang benefits. For me, if I look at this scenario, there's something wrong that 1/3 of our workforce in government, wala siyang security of tenure, wala siyang benefits.
I agree, sir.
And ako, if you ask me, my personal opinion, dapat they should be treated the same way as any other government official because sila ay nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno, nagbibigay ng service. Lalo na pag tumatagal ng 30 years. Lalo na pag tumatagal ng 30 years. Ngayon, if you talk to COA, of course, COA naman, their mandate is to audit, to make sure that everything is in order in terms of financials. And DBM naman, budget, yan naman ang kanilang focus. And JOCOs, parang walang, kanya-kanyang agency, kanya-kanyang policy yan no? Yes. So, what I want to request from sa CSE is take the cudgels for the JOs and COS from a analysis and recommendation point of view. I know you don't regulate them, but kailangan lang mayroong tumingin nito as a whole
Opo.
No?
Yun po yung inputs namin dun sa dialogue with COA and DBM, how to deal with this condition of JOs and COs.
And then can you submit to us your recommendation, no? A policy recommendation. If we need a law, then we'll do a law.
We will do that.
If you kung kaya ma-address, sabi nga ni Senator Robin, kung kaya through a policy issuance, mas maganda yun, no?
We will do that.
Through a policy, baka si Presidente can issue an executive order, diba, para mabilis. At ang punto ko lang naman, itong 119,000, these are the people who fell off the cracks.
Yes.
Walang tumitingin sa kanila.
Yes.
No? Si Senator Joel lang actually. Pero from a policy point of view, walang tumitingin sa kanila. So it's about time na tignan mabuti ito at mag-recommend sa amin, no, sa legislative, kung anong policy na pwedeng gawin o anong law na pwedeng gawin para matulungan naman natin sila.
We will